Maybe I ought to draw a big BS out here. Unmarked meadow. Gotta mark my territory. Oh, the snow feels creamy. Finishing the B. We'll be able to see this from space. Oh, this is looking like some fine craftsmanship. There it is. See how that looks on the GPS. And now for the $sign. Alright, I'm not sure what I'm getting into today. Just barely got up in the snow. While the whole Midwest is in some type of polar vortex or something, causing all kinds of drama. We are in a steady, I don't know, tropical vortex, at least by our standards this time of year. Could have driven up a little more, but I'm solo today, so I didn't want to chance it. If there's snow on the floor, might as well get the track and ski. Looks like someone turned around right here. So on a little exploratory mission, had a little window to get out. At least it's not iced up. Feels kind of smoother. Once this turns to ice, it's going to be bad, but I think we're going to get our rain/snow coming, and winter will probably be full on. Our regular February, beginning of winter, it's supposed to be starting this weekend, so we might be in for some epic pow days. Yeah, I could have driven up to this spot, I think, but it was just kind of squishy. If it was actually froze up, I would have gone for it. Studded tires doing work this winter. I think those are kind of a must around here. We're just so off and on, freeze then melt, freeze. Sometimes it's just an ice rink. Having some metal on the ground makes a huge difference. Yeah, unlike in the spring, at least there's some snowpack, even though you can see no snow beside the road. Looks like about 1 to 2 feet at least packed down on the road, so it's good enough to access the higher stuff. Gotta stay away from rocks like that. Got a new mic today, so testing it out. Who knows, it might be a complete fail. Let's see what the video turns out like. Some new audio. So you can hear my voice and crystal clear. Maybe put on the surround sound. Listen to the old 4-stroke blubbering away. Get that on your bass boost. Dolby Digital. I should just record that sound and dub it over everything. Might have to explore up that way. I think I skied down that once. Anyway, I was told that the rednecks were on fire up here. Look at those tracks. The snow is even thinner up here. Well, we should be entering the more of a snow zone here within a matter of quarter mile or so. That was pretty thin on that corner. Great spring-like conditions for the wheelers, but I think we're gonna see winter. Just enough base, just enough snow base right now. We just need some waves of storms coming in. Our normal February and March and even April, that's when we get our snowpack. So as far as I'm concerned, we are looking at the beginning of winter starting this week. Got some big trips planned. I'm looking forward to opening day at, wow, I'm all over the place here. Opening day at Anthony Lakes. Opening day being closing day of skiing. So I haven't been up there at all. Here it's a madhouse. People from all over Carnation showing up because it's the only snow around, and apparently it's got some reputation of being some down home and earthy ski area that has all this nostalgia associated with it. Oh, these are some ruts. Oh wait, I think that's the road I want. Man, I was too busy railing on Anthony Lakes and missed my turn. I'm gonna try to explore up this road. I've never been up it. Anyway, I guess it's been I mean, you can go up there to this tiny ski area and not even find a parking spot. I guess that's one way to get warmed up before going on that extremely slow and cold lift. So you can break a sweat before you get even to the lift ticket line, because you have to walk like a mile. And the people from Florida and Texas and wherever they're coming from don't even know how to drive up the hill, so they're all stalled out, spinning out on the hill. So I guess you can get local first tracks if you know how to drive up a steep icy hill. But snow coverage is pretty thin up there from what I've heard, so I'll just wait till probably opening day at Anthony. Take this up there. Like some, we finally outlasted the wheelers here. This is just some snowmobile tracks now. Let's see where they take us. Snow's getting a little deeper here. At least it's somewhat soft and not that breakable crust layer some other places are seen. Okay, what do we got here? A little quarry or something? Yeah, it is kind of a crusty layer on top. I'm feeling it right now with my feet. Let me get the map queued up. Trying to figure out what kind of tree that was. A spruce tree? I think it is. I don't know. This might be easier than I thought. Trying to get up there. Just looking at the map. Got to get above those cliffs. But this is pretty well spaced out, so we'll see what happens here. If I don't, it's kind of bare as far as rocks go. But this is a nice little reprod forest. I think that's what you call it. Nice spacing. Appears to be man-made. Nice collection of trees. Whoa, what is that? Oh, I'm back on the road. Okay, I think that's my best shot up there. Getting good grip. Alright, I am up, I think, in the zone I want to be in. The lodgepole zone. Okay, now it's a matter of squeezing through. Should be some openings up here. A little thick there. Snow feels a little softer up here. Alright, I'm not sure what. That looks pretty good up through there. Need to be trending left though. Shoot. Haven't done that in a while. Alright, time to look at the GPS. See where I'm at. Yeah, snow feels much better up here. Starting to get a little lighter here. Some of those trees are pretty thick. It's getting a little hemmed in. That was tight. Should be heading the right direction. Sure what that is. Oh. All right, it's getting kind of battly. Whoa. I think I've been in here before. And the feeling I'm about to bust out into somewhere I know. Looking optimistic. Let me get the GPS squared away. Yeah, I am on the road just about. Should be seeing it here shortly. Suppose I oughta. Oh, whoa, that's kind of steep. Where's the road? Oh man, I am on it. I'm just right above it. Just a little bit steep rollover. I don't want to chance it down there. Whoa, whoa. I see it. But now I'm in kind of a tough spot. Oh yeah, that's a successful shortcut. Did it. Do a lap around this meadow just so I mark it on my GPS, the perimeter of it. Be a nice wide open target. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I worked too many trees up there. I could have just dropped over here because I was going up that a little bit steeper spot. I've been in this meadow before. I dropped down last spring. Yeah, that ought to give a good outline of this meadow. Victory laps. I better be careful not to touch that artistry. Yeah, this is some good snow biking snow. You can creep through the trees, get plenty of bite and powder. I'll reinforce the $sign. Alright, let's see if I make it through here. So one of the themes in my vlogging has been Bigfoot, and just in the last week I've had some legit Bigfoot stories from people. I was over in this one undisclosed location because I've been sworn to secrecy on this, and this guy showed me some trail cam footage that was the shoulder of Bigfoot. And he said it was messing with the camera. Turned the camera around. Basically, he took a selfie. He claims on accident. Wasn't trying to take his own picture, but it's his shoulder. He said he wouldn't let me have that image. He didn't want to be bothered on their private ranch. And there were, I think, 2 shots. One was maybe the top of its head or something. And kind of see here on this zone where I want to pop into the woods. I think I'll go up to this meadow up here. Anyway, I mean, it kind of looked like a bear, but in reality, he said it was definitely a deltoid, and the hair was an interesting color, but again, I don't have the evidence because he wouldn't let me even take a picture. He did not want people bothering him on that ranch. I've been up there exactly where he's talking about. It would be a good canyon for Bigfoot to really go keep everything to himself. It's really hard, rugged terrain, hard to access the canyon. So the location would be spot on for Bigfoot. Anyway, that trail cam, he has a couple shots of it. Turn the trail cam around. But again, sorry, I can't tell the location. I've been sworn to secrecy on that one, but I might have to go back and look for evidence, because the owner said he actually saw the creature at a different time. And then you know, some people even involved in the SHAT rescue, and I'll talk about the SHAT video a little bit later, but some people even in that are real devout believers, and they've had actual spottings. Oh, is that my track? But then I was talking to a guy recently who has a trail cam, different guy than the one with the confirmed sighting, and he's not really a believer, but he said one of his cameras got turned, he thinks, by a bear or something, and so he would have thought the other camera he has facing it, so he had two cameras facing each other, would have picked up some shots of who was creating the mischief there. Well, he looks up the other footage and nothing. So it was almost like an invisible something moved that camera, or, you know, perhaps intelligent life erased the picture, you know. Bigfoot is reportedly very intelligent, and also has the sensing capabilities to sense the electronics. So that was all within like a couple weeks. I was hearing about some genuine. I was going to report it to the local Bigfoot, or the Squatch hunters around here, because they apparently have some some sightings a year or something that they have to check up on. And alright, what is the right spot to cross? We'll take that snow bridge. Gotta be careful, there's some other holes in here. So perhaps, I mean, maybe within SHAT's mission, super high alpine team, we could be going on some Bigfoot missions coming up. Yeah, that's a worthwhile use of resources. So SHAT, I want to kind of follow up on the whole SHAT, the super high alpine team concept. The SHAT Happens video received much applause. Apparently it was being used in EMT training as textbook methods out in the field. So they're showing it as essentially a how-to video. I'm happy to provide that service. But the Super High Alpine team was born during a podcast with, I think, just TJ, myself, maybe Domley. I think that's Creek there. I think there was the three of us under the same title, SHAT Happens, but it was a podcast. That's kind of when the concept was born. And we've had several people want to join. We're a pretty selective group. We probably have a few de facto members. Some of the guys I'm out with you know, the EMT skills like Forrest, and they don't even know they're members, but anyway, we're part of the Super High Alpine team. Snow is feeling great back here. So that's when the concept was born, and since then we've rescued machines, horses, people, what else? Can't remember what else. Anyway, we've had an awesome, like, 2018-19. Developing quite a resume. I think these trees are pretty sweet up here. I'm gonna go check this out. So that's the Super High Alpine team, and a little explanation of it. I didn't explain it too much because I was too busy landing helicopters and stuff, which I also got to find out a lot more about helicopter landings from a retired life flight pilot out on that ski trip, practicing our Super High Alpine skills on mountains, you know, with skis and skins and all kinds of equipment. Look at the settlement rings on these trees. Definitely had some snowpack. Like, that's a little dollop there. It shows the snow sunk a 1.5 feet or so. Yeah, the riding's really good today. Wasn't sure if it would be. But you get into this nice creamy snow and these mountain hemlocks. Look at these cool trees. I'm a wannabe tree expert. I was actually grilling a biologist on the last trip too about trees and figuring out how to identify certain ones, and I'm learning a lot. See, the professor still has something to learn. Lifelong learning. Yeah, you gotta love the lodge poles. Lodge poles and some hemlocks. There's a cool one right there. Well, the snow, it looks a little thin in some spots, but I guess it's not too bad. I was probed 170 centimeters down there, so that's 6 feet or so, I think. Anyway, we're getting pretty good there. I was just trying to see what was on top of these hills here. Spacing's real nice in the trees. Yeah, I'm seeing just these open shots and stuff. Snow biking is so good up here. Oh, there's those cool, let me circle back and look at it. Somewhere around 7,000 feet elevation or so. There's these magical trees like this. I guess it's a lodgepole, but look at what they do. Kind of a cool, there's another little extrusion on it. But this is kind of a range. You can find them up in here. Looking for some openings in the trees. Let's see if I can work my way left. A little rock mound there. Kind of cool. There's another one near where that one I was just looking at. Oh, nice. Over at the other cliffs. See, most of what I'm doing here through the trees just to stay upright is it's just a lot of throttle control. Once I started learning that, I could creep through the trees a little better. So in order to stay upright, you know, when you're starting to fall, you just give it some throttle, and that's what keeps you upright. Until I learned that, you know, I was kind of just freaking out trying to steer it with my body, and yeah, I mean, there's still the grunting and twisting that I talked about in the last video, but I found like that leaning, you're controlling and staying upright by throttle control, so you can just kind of creep through some of these trees, and when you feel yourself starting to lean too much, yeah, look at all these naughty trees. Well, this is the zone. But yeah, like that, I just leaned it over, controlled the throttle to aim it just right, and you can actually make some fairly tight turns in the trees by doing that. And then I'll kind of put a foot down and that kind of pivots, and sometimes you can kind of scooch it with your hips. Anyway, that's kind of what I've learned, to be able to negotiate the tighter stuff. It's all just, and I really like having that recluse. I'm sure you can do it if you're good with the clutch, but I'm not. So, whoa, bunny! There's a white bunny. I'm also trying to become an expert on tracking, animal tracking. You know, figure out the difference between a squirrel and a bunny track. And then I was studying some pine marten tracks. Pine marten was raiding some of our supplies at the hut. And that one's kind of a leaping double set of tracks when it's going faster. But those little weasels are pretty cute. Pretty easy picking out the cougar tracks and the wolf tracks, unless there's someone that is up with a bigger dog. It's kind of hard telling the wolf tracks. Let's look up who that is. I think I might know. Anyway, I saw this cross over here. Had to go check it out.